Last September, some friends and I paid a visit to some very special wild horses. Stay tuned to hear all about it and experience it with me behind the lens. Every year I plan a trip or two to create images for my portfolio, my yearly calendar, and my stock photo library. I also make sure it's somewhere fun and I invite a friend or two to join me. Most years, these trips take me out west, where wild horses run free and cowboys and cowgirls still ride the range. But last year, I decided to do something different, and I headed east to a place I'd only visited in my favorite childhood book, Misty of Chincoteague. Once I decided this was where I wanted to go, I asked my friend Jill Brammer if she wanted to join me, and she was in. Then I asked my friend Anna Smollins, who lives in Maryland, if she would like to join us too, because she has lots of experience photographing the ponies, wild horses on the East Coast. She was also in. She brought her friend Kelly Kitsink, and between the four of us, we had a crew. I will link to all their Instagram accounts below if you want to check them out. The camera gear I used most on this trip was my 5D Mark IV, which I'm filming with right now, and the Tamron 150-600 lens. I bought this lens specifically for doing wild horse photography and other kinds of photography where I can't be in a reasonable distance close to my subject. And this lens really surprised me. It is really sharp, great contrast, fast to focus. I really have no complaints about this lens, and I think it was like $1,300 or so. I'm gonna put a link to it in the comments so you can get one of your own. The other camera I used on the trip was a little mirrorless Fuji, the Fuji X-T3 with the 18-55 lens attached. When I was carrying around this all day attached to a full DSLR body, it was nice to also have a wide angle option that didn't take a lot of weight. This is a very light, very nice camera. I was actually really happy with a lot of the photos I got from this. Our plan was to spend one day in Chincoteague and take a boat tour so we'd have better access to photograph the ponies. Anna talked the captain of saltwater pony tours into starting out before sunrise so that we'd be there by the time the sun started to come up. And boy, I'm glad she did, because our sunrise that morning was nothing short of spectacular. This is so fun. It's kind of like, it's like a shooting gallery, but with cameras. After photographing that beautiful sunrise, we moved on around the island and found another herd of horses. And just as we got there, two stallions came together and had a little spar. I'm gonna call it a spar, not a fight, because I've seen stallion fights out west and they're much more violent. But it was still really, really cool to witness. Watch. After our time in Chincoteague, we headed up to Assateague, where many more ponies roam a long stretch of island. The ponies in Chincoteague are actually on the southern tip of Assateague Island. It's all one island, but there is a fence between to keep the herds separate. The first evening, we found a handful of ponies deep in the dunes off the beach. Trying to decide if we're okay. anytime you photograph wild horses, you actually spend most of your time looking for the wild horses. And so when you do find a herd, you get really excited and jump out of the car and start taking photos before they run away or move or something. And what happens is I don't always turn on my GoPro. So I'm going to just end this vlog with a slideshow of some of my favorite photos that I don't have footage for. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button.